All right, everybody, welcome back. It's the Merrill and Jennifer show. Well, Jennifer, we had an exciting episode last week about introducing the concept of catfish credit, right?
Right.
How people are getting catfished, just like on social media. So, warm us up. What is your tribe saying about that? Any feedback from people about they're like being catfished by credit?
Yeah, no one's ever heard that. I think that's now you've coined another new term, just like fundability, being
Right?
able to actually get your funding that you want. There's now another new word, and that's catfish credit. So this is another one. The people are starting to try to figure out. Again, the banks are consolidating, so that means credit cards are now being named all sorts of different things, and you're like, wait a minute, is it with this bank or that bank, or who's it with? And again, it feels like we're being a little bit misled and deceived, just like that catfish. So I know you have some other insights about this, the credit card staffing part, that I really want us to explore and understand, because oh my gosh, it is so confusing and it's not fair.
Absolutely. You nailed it on the head. Catfish credit deception number 2. Last week we talked about deception number 1, where lenders create business credit offerings that say business credit, but it reports to your personal profile. But it's lenders. It's a Capital One, and it's Elon Financial. We just go back last week and check it out, guys, because it's crazy what's going on out there. They're literally deceiving you, saying this is business credit, but yet it reports to and ruins your personal profile. So next, this time we're going to be talking about deception number 2, which is where businesses, because they're playing off of our ignorance, right? They're playing off of your innocence in the marketplace. You're thinking, I want business credit. Business credit seems like a simple simple concept, and yet when so what they're doing is like, and I'm going to tell you about one that the FTC shut down, and I prophesied it, literally prophesied what was going to happen. So, deception number 2 is when businesses say, "Hey, we can get you funding for your business. Hey, we can get you financing for your business," and then they go out and get you personal credit cards that you can then use for your business. But every time you use them, just like deception number 1, every time you use them, it ruins your personal fundability. It ruins the metrics that make you either a consumer borrower or a professional borrower, a strategic borrower. And this is horrible. One of the greatest offenders, and there's many of them, but one of the greatest offender was called Seed Capital. And they would, and their ad said, "We have fueled 250,000 startups." Doesn't that sound like they help you get business funding?
It sounds like it sounds like that's the people you should trust. And I knew them. I knew Seed Capital. Oh, they used to do that lie to so many people. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, and so they're playing off of our call it ignorance, our innocence, our lack of sophistication, because business credit is a very sophisticated that we're going to be talking about. You're going to love this, Jennifer. I've literally because this is so big and prevalent in the marketplace, I've leveled up in my boot camp the entire what types of business credit there are. Man, I've gone crazy to make it super easy to understand so that we know how to make intelligent choices when people are lying straight to our face. So, but that's catfish credit number 2, you guys, is where businesses try and play off of us wanting business credit, so they fuel business startups. Oh my God, that's just. So they didn't say they get you business credit. But it's all just malarkey. That would be a word my dad would say. It's all malarkey. All right. So you've got to understand the different types of lies that are going on out there, or misrepresentations, because it is there's no greater truth than buyer beware. in the credit, business credit space, because they're just manipulating straight up. So that's catfish credit catfish credit deception number 2 is people.
And Merrill, if you think about it, how many businesses, there's an incredible statistic about how many businesses in the United States are one person or, less than 5 employees. And that's the thing to think about is, so these are people who are so often, they're looking for the real business credit because they're a small company and they have not that many employees. And so they're not getting that sophisticated advice that really helps them get real business credit. So when they see something that pops up, and again, this is the other thing that I wanted you to talk about just a little bit, is we're seeing a lot more advertisement. And again, it's this catfishing where you've done something that made them think, oh my gosh, we can get this person to click on it. And then they click on it. And then next thing you know, they're ruining their business credits. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Okay. So there are this level of catfish credit. There are so many people out there that are so many players in the industry that want to use your ignorance against you and have you buy their products or services. Next week, we're going to get into people who say, build your business credit. I don't want to give it all away today. Build your business credit. If you hear somebody say, build your business credit, run, because it is malarkey as well. We'll get into that next week. But right now, like you said, there are operators who are saying, but get this credit card, get this, be able, and they report to your personal profile. The 2 big offenders, you guys, 2 big offenders are Elon Financial and Synchrony Bank. And besides, because they will actually underwrite small business banks and then report your information to the personal credit bureaus and ruin your personal profile. Now, when I say ruin your personal profile, is your personal profile, guys, is the goose that lays the golden eggs. And when you misuse and you kind of make your profile looks like I'm trying to fit it in the screen. If you make your profile, it's pay it off. If you have the wrong borrower behaviors, you're going to create you're going to create what's called negative internal performance data. And that's how lenders measure whether or not they want to give you more money, right? So instead of a $5,000, you have a $50,000 credit, a credit limit. So it's things like this that the credit card stackers. And by the way, there's what's called the 524 rule that, of course, these operators aren't going to tell you. More and more banks are coming online saying if you've been approved for 5 or more approvals within the last 24 months, your application is automatically denied, because these credit card stackers are. Chase kind of led the charge, and more and more of the tier 1 and tier 2 banks are just jumping on board. It's crazy how they're just taking advantage of us. They're trying. Oh, and if you don't know how the rules of this game work, you guys, then we think we're being a good borrower, and we're just harming ourselves. So this is not okay. Yeah, and Dermonte says catfish credit. Wow. Yeah. Right. You guys, catfish credit. No bueno. All right. Well, let's see. What do we, I think that takes care of catfish credit type number 2. So next week, same Fundable time, same Fundable channel. We're going to be here at, it's 9 a.m. Pacific and noon on Eastern time, and everywhere in between. Join us, you guys, because we're going to be talking about the 3rd version of catfish credit, the 3rd deception, and it's done by business credit builders. You guys, it's crazy what businesses are going to try and do because you don't know the rules of this game. And our job, Jennifer and me, our job is to make sure you know the rules of the game. And that's why we have go to getfundablejennifer.com so that you can join the boot camp and learn how these rules work. Learn who's lying to your face every time you read an ad. every time you read an ad. I saw something I saw a PayNet ad on Instagram, and I'm like, these guys are lying to the face. How many people are seeing this ad right here? It's horrible. And if we don't know, then we're like, that sounds like a good deal. I like it. Oh, it's Derek. Yeah. When are you going to talk about infinite banking? Oh, Derek, you need to come to Funny Hackers for that. Way too big of a conversation than what we're doing here. And maybe we can hit the highlights, but I'm telling you, thank you for joining us again, Derek. It's awesome to have you here. All right. Anything to wrap up, Jennifer?
That's it. I'll see you next week. I look forward to it. And thank you so much for being on top of this, especially for those catfish.
Yeah.
Credit people. They're awful.
It's horrible. So more next time, you guys. We'll see you. If you want to, March 5th and March 4th and 5th is our next event. And it's all online via Zoom. So you can watch in the privacy of your own underwear. We'd love to have you join us and find out the rules of this game. John, how are you, sir? It's been a minute. Glad to have you here. You need to get to Funding Hackers so that we can catch up. We got to go, but thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. Bye now.